Hello there and welcome back. So in this video, I want us to talk about this addition that you see here. I want us to understand what an addition is, why it's important, and how it sets the Rust programming language apart from other programming languages. Before I tell you what an addition is, Rust has made a very serious promise to its users, and what they say is that there is never going to be a 2.0 version of Rust. And what that basically means is that they are never going to introduce some version of Rust that is going to break code that has been written many years before that version came. And what makes this possible is an addition, like the concept of addition. So I want you to think of the Rust addition as a way for the Rust language to evolve without breaking existing code. Okay. And so whenever you create a project, depending on the version of Rust that you installed, if you open the cargo.toml file, you will see there is an addition entry under the package, and it's going to have the addition of Rust that your project is going to be compiled with. You can change it, and we'll see that in this demonstration very soon. So think of addition as a language version, okay, that lets new Rust project opt into improved syntax, keywords, and compiler behavior while allowing old project to continue compiling unchanged. So what it means is that if you had a project that has been existing for, let's say, 3 years, and you were using, let's say, the Rust edition 2021, and for some reason you like something new that has been added to the language, and so you want to take advantage of that, what it means is you just have to install the latest Rust and then change the edition to the latest one. You can take advantage of the new features that have been added while still being able to compile the part of your code that is not leveraging the new features. Okay, so just think of it as a language version. And so far there has been some major additions. For example, the initial release of Rust was edition 2015, and there is the edition 2018, there is the 2021, and now we have the 2024 edition. So let's try to think of why editions exist. And I want you to suppose the Rust team wants to, let's say, introduce a new keyword, right? Or change how import work, or they want to improve the language ergonomics, or remove some confusing legacy behavior. You will agree with me that making such changes globally could break millions of lines of code in existing Rust code. So instead, they tie those changes to an addition. So for example, code that was written for the 2018 edition continues to compile under the 2018 rules, okay, while new project can opt into either the 2021 or the 2024 behavior. So think of it as a version of the language, and that means it's a set of rules, what keywords and ergonomics are supported in that particular edition. Once you declare the edition in your cargo.toml, it is going to affect how the Rust compiler looks at your code to generate the binaries that is needed to run the project that you are working on. So I don't want you to have any sort of confusion around the concept of an addition. It's literally you opting in to say, okay, there are these new features in this particular edition or version of the language that I want to take advantage of without breaking code that is already existing, right? So some of the things that can change between editions are the language syntax itself. Like there was a time we didn't have the async keyword, and in some particular edition it was added. So what it means is that if you are writing code that takes advantage of async await, then you have to opt into the version that started supporting that syntax. That doesn't mean that the aspect of your code that doesn't use those syntax is not going to compile. It is still going to compile. It's just the set of rules that the compiler is going to observe whilst compiling or taking care of translating your code into native code that has to be run on the processor. So some of the things that could change between editions are language syntax, keyword reservations, name resolution rules, length default, and even cargo behavior. What doesn't change is the standard library version, the compiler version, or the binary compatibility between create. Okay, so this is it. Now let's do some demonstration. I created this project with the latest Rust installation, and so it's said the edition is 2024. I can just run this project. Sorry, I have to do cargo run. So cargo run, and I mean nothing new, right? I can opt into the edition 2021 if I have a reason to ensure that I am only using edition 2021. Maybe there are some new syntax, new changes in the latest version of the language that you or your team have agreed not to use yet for whatever technical reason, right? So to prevent that, what you can do is you come into cargo.toml and then you go back to an edition where you think, okay, this is the maximum edition that we want to use in our project. So it doesn't matter that this project was created to use edition 2024. I can opt into 2021 and then I can do cargo run. This time I am just going to add -v to make it verbose so that I see the output, and you can see that it is indeed compiling the project using edition 2021. I can go as far back as 2015. As long as I am not using any language construct that wasn't supported in 2015, it doesn't matter. So I can do cargo run. I'll just repeat the command again. And then you can see that it compiles all right, and it's using the cargo 2015 edition. So I don't want you to have any confusion when you see some code in the future that is using an edition that is different from what you are using. Essentially, it's just the version of the Rust programming language that you want your project to use, and for that matter, the rules that you want the Rust compiler to follow when compiling your program. This is it about edition. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.